Today we're taking an in-depth look into a car that defies easy labels. Is it a wagon? Is it an SUV? This is the 2025 Subaru Outback, and I call it a sport utility wagon. Now, you might be thinking, why should I care about this instead of a popular SUV like the Honda CR-V or the Toyota RAV4? Well, this Outback is the Touring XT, and it's got a secret weapon under the hood, a powerful turbo engine, and it's got a few tricks that you can't find anywhere else. But it's not perfect. And we're gonna cover all of that today. So let's get into it. We're gonna start on the outside because I wanna talk about the body style, because this has been the same body style that they have used for decades. They have modified it, they have updated it, but the design is basically the same. I can't say that much for the 2026 that are coming out, because if you haven't seen the pictures of them, they don't look like this anymore. So if you're interested in an Outback, you've been wanting to get one, hop on out there and get one of these 2025s. Now this color is crimson red pearl. I think it looks great with this because it's got a good color contrast with all this black cladding. Now some people don't like the black cladding, but it's actually for your protection. It helps protect the paint. It's out away from the body. It kind of helps protect against scrapes on trees and stuff when you're off-roading. Now with this Touring XT model, you get these 18-inch wheels. They are black with a machine face. Really nice looking wheels on here, but the cool thing is, up here you have the roof racks, right? Well, these, you don't have to buy special rails. These just unclip and you just swing them across, and now you have cross rails on top without having to go to the aftermarket or buy extra pieces to sit up there that cause wind drag and make a bunch of noise when they're not in use. That is one awesome feature that Subaru has done. And the other thing is, the roof is strong enough for you to put a roof tent up there, put some kayaks up there, whatever you need to. You can, because you can sleep on top of this thing. Two more things to mention about the outside is the back end, which, you know, it's a Subaru, it's an Outback, you can tell by looking at it. But what you don't know is that it tows 3,500 pounds. That is a really good amount for a vehicle this size. And when we're talking about off-roading, you have 8.7 inches of ground clearance down here. That will get you over most rocks where other vehicles would have gotten stuck. All right, let's take a look at the interior now, because there are a few quirks in here also. Now on the door panel, this is all black in here. You got a little bit of chrome or satin finish in here. All of your window and mirror controls are right here. You do have two memory settings, and then you also have your bottle holder down below with the Harman Kardon stereo system, which sounds amazing in here. Now we get over here to these Nappa leather seats. Okay, now they are pretty comfortable. One cool addition to this is it has the thigh extension. Got a little handle right here, lift it up and it just kind of pops it right out. You just shove it right back in there. Otherwise, you do have your regular powered seats with lumbar. Like I said, they are pretty comfortable. All right, let's hop on in and check out the rest of this stuff. As we come across here, you can see that you've got a little tray right here. You know, like I always say, Joe Rady's Twinkie tray. And you got a glove box underneath here. Decent sized glove box. You can probably take that giant manual out of there. Look at all of that. Don't need all of that. Now this is nice soft leather across here. This is a harder rubbery material going across there. There is not a heads-up display on this, but you do have an eye tracker right here. That's going to be your eyesight management. It's going to make sure that you're paying attention. And then we're going to go over here to this driver's display. Now it's pretty cool because you do have still analog gauges on the left and the right with a digital gauge on the middle. Now, to switch that digital gauge in the middle, you've just got on your steering wheel, you got little arrows right here that you can press up. It'll change a few things across the top, as you can see. And there you go, you got tire pressures, multiple different things, I guess, in here. Back to your mile per gallon. All right, and then underneath that, you've got a digital speedometer and then your odometer down at the bottom. All right, we're pan back at the steering wheel, and nice normal Subaru steering wheel. You've got all your driver assistance features on the right side with your adaptive cruise controls and lane centering there. And then on the left side, you have your phone, your voice recognition, your menu controls, and your stereo controls. Now we'll hop over here to this 11.6-inch infotainment screen, which is really large, looks really good in here anyway. And the only problem that people have said with this is when you first start up the car, sometimes it's a little bit laggy for around the first minute or so, but that could cause a problem if you're kind of in a hurry and you're trying to flip through things. But other than that, shouldn't be too much of a problem. I still think it is a little bit slow at times depending on what you are trying to get to. So across the top here, you do have a few different selections. No CD, which just a minute, I'll show you where the CD player is. Not many cars that still have CD players in them. Now, if you have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, you can actually access that across the top of here also, which it is wireless. And then you have your widgets right here. So you got your map and your media and all of that. We can go into our settings right here real quick. This is just your normal settings right there. And then you go into sound there, so you can adjust your sound stuff. You've got navigation up here. Go on over, you got phone, radio, and then we got car. Inside your car, this is where your eyesight assist is, so that's all your driver assist features. Sorry about the glare. I don't see a glare, but the camera picks up a glare. So then you can just change any of that you would like to. Driver monitor system, we can always just shut that off so that they're not, eyesight's not bothering you. They're not telling you, look at the road when you're actually looking at the road, because that seems to be part of the problem with this system also. Probably want to get one of those screen covers that take the glare away on this, because the angle that it sits at, depending on the sun and the direction that it's showing, it does put a pretty good glare on there like that. You can't even really see what's going on at that angle. All right, down below that, you do have an auxiliary plug, and you have USB-C and a USB-A. What I don't like about that is when you're in park and you're trying to get into these things, that is really hard to get in and plug stuff in. My hand doesn't even fit in there. So I don't really like that setup. This needs to be a little bit bigger. Maybe pull this part back just a little bit farther to give more room, because I can't imagine that I have much bigger hands than any other normal person. Electronic parking brake right here, and like I said, it's standard shifter, so we're not going to really worry too much about that. And then you have the camera view button. And press the camera view button, and there are the camera views. So right here, this is just showing this one view here, but I think if we turn this into reverse, let's see what we get. So there is that one there, and I guess we don't really see any options for anything else. What happens if we turn the X mode on? Nope, no other camera angles. Yeah, well, that's kind of crappy, isn't it? You want to go off-road and you don't have other camera angles? That doesn't make any sense. Let me try pressing the camera view again, and yeah, there is nothing else to do. Why would you not have extra camera angles when you are off-road? Huh. Okay, maybe I'm missing something, but I think that's a bit ridiculous. Down below, I skipped over the climate control because I forgot. So the climate control is down here at the bottom. Now you got heated and ventilated seats here in the front in these Nappa leather seats. And you have auto control, so you can actually touch this. You can see it took a minute before it brought that up, but here is all of your settings. You can hit auto on there. but that's going to turn the fan up too high, and you can adjust that. You've got sync for both sides. Most of your other features are all there. It's just down at the bottom and it pops up when you need it. All right, we're gonna go on back. Now you do have two cup holders right back here. They are standard normal size cup holders. They work just fine. And then you have this armrest. Now this armrest is nice and cushiony. Feels really good and comfortable. Now this thing has two opening handles. So one handle you push on the side and you lift up and it opens up to the pocket in here. Now this is not very deep. It's only just a little past my wrist. You do have a 12-volt plug inside here also, and there is your CD player built in. Yep, still have a CD player in 2025. So I guess that kind of goes back to, they say that the people who still own Outbacks or even Subaru in general are usually on their second, third, or fourth Subarus. So maybe they just still have all their CDs and they just keep bringing them from car to car. Now I said there was two handles, so we're going to close this. There's another handle over here farther to the driver's side. Lift that up and now you have a small little tray. So it's kind of got a little hidden tray there. That's another one of those little quirks. And that you can put something in there, and normally when you lift up, you're just not even going to see that it's there unless you grab the one side. This one does also have the moonroof in it. So that is nice, and then you do have a sunglass holder. Good job. I love having sunglass holders. And then behind that we do have rear view mirror. Now you see it's a normal mirror right now, but a little flip, and you have the digital rear view mirror. Now that's not something I generally use because it really throws me off, and my depth perception just is not anywhere near what it should be with that. It's going to take a lot more time of using one to get used to it, and I probably just won't ever unless I absolutely have to and they stop putting rear windows in like Polestar did. All right, that's it from up front. Now we're going to go hop in the back and check out, see how much room there is back there. Now it is a pretty good size wagon with a lot of space, so we shouldn't have any problem. I'm 6 foot tall. Let's go check it out. All right, we get in the back. Door opens really wide, not quite 90 degrees, but it's pretty close. Driver's seat is in my driving position. And we're gonna get in here. I am actually really comfortable right here. We've got, about 2 inches, 2-3 inches right there. Really good amount of space in there, no problem there. Above my head, I've got another probably 3 inches up here. So yeah, good amount of space back here. And there's actually a lot of stuff back here. So let's come on inside and I'll show you what your passengers get back here. All right, on the door, you do have the nice water bottle pocket right there, and everything else is just standard. It's black with a little bit of satin trim and chrome trim, just like the front was. Now you can see how much space there actually is in there. It's a lot of room. So let's get in. And you have dual pockets right here, dual mat pockets. That's pretty cool. You've got your vents. You do have heated seats here in the back of this XT Touring, and then you have a USB-A and USB-C. You got double mat pockets there on the back of that one also. And we do have an armrest in here. Nice. You got 2 cup holders inside of it, so that is really good. Okay, so obviously there's enough room for me back here, so there's gonna be enough room for 95 to 98% of people are gonna be perfectly comfortable back here. So now we haven't talked about the cargo area, so let's hop back there. Let's take a look at what the cargo space looks like, because it's a wagon. So I'm pretty sure we've got a lot of room back there. All right, let's take a look at the cargo space back here. Buttons right under the Subaru logo. There's 32.6 cubic feet of space in here. That is massive. That is very expected for this wagon. Now you can see you do have a carbon carton sub right back here. A small one, about a 6-inch sub. You do have a little compartment over on this side. You do have a cargo cover that you can put in here. It's a add-on to this. Let's see what is up underneath here. And you have a jack, and that's it there. Is there a spare tire under here? Do you guys think there's a spare tire under here? Let's see what else we've got. We have a way to lift up, and yes, we have a full-size spare down in there. That's awesome. Way to go, Subaru. Like that. Let's drop that second row and check out the space then. We should have a button right here. Drops those seats down really easy. Button right up top, and you push. Okay, now we got that thing out of the way. There is your 75 cubic feet of space. Yes, definitely enough room to sleep back here. I think it's time that we hit the road, but before we do, let's talk about the powertrain in here. Now, this isn't your average family wagon, because this Touring XT model has a 2.4 liter turbo boxer engine that puts out 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. And when you step on the gas, wow. Well, okay, there we go, finally. There's 60. Yeah, don't think 6 seconds. That did not want to kick in very well. That turbo lagged really bad. Very unimpressive. So when the turbo does kick in, it is very, very good. It does give you a good jolt of power, and it feels pretty good, but it seemed like it was really laggy there at the beginning. I don't think you can actually get 6 seconds out of this. I'm not sure how anybody actually got 6 seconds out of this. But it does separate itself from the non-turbo model of this and some of its competitors. But something that you do need to also know is that Subaru uses a continuously variable transmission, or a CVT. And those are not very popular with most people, because when you're accelerating, it makes it sound like the engine is at a super high RPM, and it just holds it there, and it makes this droning, loud noise, and it's just not very appealing. But it does work really well for gas mileage, for smooth power, especially when you are in traffic. Out on the highway and you're accelerating, could get a little bit annoying. Now let's talk about the ride itself. The Outback is built on the same platform as the Subaru Legacy. So therefore, it does have a lot better suspension and a smoother ride. Kind of just eats up those bumps and rough roads. But the steering is a little light, and it doesn't take a whole lot to make adjustments on the road. It's not going to give you that thrilling, sporty feel, but that's not what this car is about. It's about road trips and daily driving. It is just perfect for both of those, and even doing a little light off-roading. Now, before we talk about the OSR vehicle rating, let's talk real quick about price. Because the 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT starts at $44,730, and this one, as tested with the options and destination fee, comes in at $46,291. And now for the OSR vehicle rating. The 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT earns a score of 78, making it a solid above average choice. The car excels in areas that matter most to families, like strong safety features, a reliable history, and all-weather capability. However, its score drops because of its outdated technology and frustrating driver assistance systems. While the turbocharged engine gives you plenty of power, the high price compared to other cars lowers its overall value. Even with these issues, the Outback's comfort and useful design still make it a dependable choice for families who need a car that can do a little of everything. Now for the OSR Best Value Trim Choice. And the winner there is the 2025 Subaru Outback Onyx Edition XT. It is the best value in the lineup, offering a powerful turbocharged engine and key features for a low price starting at $41,225. It's the most affordable trim with the stronger 260 horsepower engine, which makes it more fun to drive and better for towing. This trim also includes useful technology like the large 11.6-inch screen that we looked at and the hands-free power liftgate. Its special water-repellent seats are perfect for adventures, making it a practical and smart choice for buyers. Now let's compare this to the competition. The Honda CR-V Hybrid and the Toyota RAV4 Prime are both great vehicles, but they're very different. The CR-V Hybrid gets better gas mileage and a smoother feel, but the Outback has more horsepower and can tow more. And the RAV4 Prime, it can drive on electricity for a while, but it's more expensive and some owners complain of a noisy ride. The 2025 Subaru Outback Touring XT isn't for everyone. It's for the person who wants the space of an SUV, the style of a wagon, and the power of a turbo engine, all without paying luxury car prices. It has its quirks, sure, but it also delivers on comfort and capability. What do you think? Would you choose this turbo Outback over a hybrid SUV? Let me know down in the comments, and you have a blessed day.